Hundreds of thousands of dollars are laundered out of Nigeria every hour. That's according to the International Police Organization, or Interpol. Interpol's Vice President for Africa, Garba Umar, says that money laundering across Africa and the world has assumed a monstrous dimension. The organization has designed silver notices to combat the menace. Interpol said every hour, hundreds of thousands of dollars are flowing out of Nigeria to the region and across the world, laundered before it reaches the pockets of criminals to enjoy the profits of their crimes, while the hard-working and honest Nigerian pay the price of crime. With every successful laundering of criminal money, the country becomes more prone to crime, perpetuating a cycle of more drugs, more fraud, more corruption, and even more violence.
That's right. Now we're joined by the Program Officer of the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, Sulaiman Mande. Thank you for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you so much for having me.
I mean, really alarming one, you know, coming from Interpol. Every now and again, you hear this report about how $50 billion are filtered out, you know, owing to corruption from Africa, and that figure has remained the same really for quite a while, even up until recently. Now, these figures that we're hearing, I mean, are we talking about just, you know, public service or, you know, private? How all-encompassing is this, you know, in Nigeria? What does it really say about our fight against, you know, corruption and other, you know, criminal tendencies?
Well, thank you very much, and good evening, Nigerians. First of all, I would like to say that we all know that corruption is one of the biggest problems that we have in Nigeria. And of course, it is an all-encompassing issue. That means that it is in the public sector, it is in the private sector, it is in every corner of our society. So it's really, like you mentioned, an all-encompassing issue, and that really poses a challenge, to be honest, because when you have a society that is, you know, filled with corrupt practices in the public sector, private sector, and in families, you know, in workplaces, schools, and all that, it becomes a huge challenge for any country to tackle. But of course, we are always optimistic. We are always positive with continuous effort and advocacy, and you know, continuous, you know, effective communication, information sharing. I think this is something that we are going to effectively tackle in Nigeria.
How do we intend to tackle this? Do you see this happening? Because if Interpol, well, thanks to the head of Interpol in Nigeria, a Nigerian police officer, has been able to put a finger on the amount and how this is being done and where it's going and how it comes back to hit us in a very negative way. All hands should be on deck. You have the EFCC, you have the ICPC, you have the police fraud unit. Do you think these agencies aren't overwhelmed? Because with all of these agencies, we still have this amount going out of Nigeria daily, illegally.
Well, first of all, let me say that, you know, nation building is a collective responsibility, and so also fighting corruption should be a collective responsibility. It shouldn't be a responsibility of just a couple of, you know, agencies or departments of government or international agencies. It's a question of whether we as Nigerians, as government, as the media, civil society organizations, and other relevant stakeholders, to truly put the country first, to truly think about how we're going to talk to ourselves in a way that makes it possible for us to fight this menace. Because if we don't, like people are saying, that if we don't kill corruption, corruption will definitely kill us, and this we are seeing evidences of all that, because even this this recent revelation speaks to that fact. You know, it's really unfortunate that, you know, every once in a while we are seeing reports from Nigeria that, you know, hundreds of thousands or even hundreds of billions of dollars.
Do you think this report is self-indicting? Because those that should be preventing it seem not to be doing that.
Absolutely, self-indicting, and it should ring bell to every responsible leader in the country. It should send a message that Nigeria is really having a bad name in the international community, that corruption is trying to make us a bad brand in the world.
Yes,
right?
and Interpol is coming up with this silver notices to combat the menace. I'd like you to talk about that and how effective you think that would be. And alongside the need, I mean, some are saying, look, there's a need to strengthen the anti-corruption, agencies, and of course, strengthen the whistle blower policy in Nigeria that, to check this.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, every small effort, no matter how little it is welcome, because we are seeing how corruption has destroyed social, economic, and political structures of this country, and it's a welcome development for any agency to bring about, a step forward in the right direction. But building on what we already have, like you rightly mentioned, we already have the whistleblower policy, right? We can build on that. This, what's it called? The initiative of the Interpol. We build on what we already, the existing laws, silver notices,
yes,
the existing laws and regulations that we have. Trying to curb the excesses of corruption in Nigeria. It's truly a welcome development. But like I always say, that this is going to be a huge challenge. This is going to be a collective responsibility. It shouldn't be a point whereby we are pointing fingers, right? Because this is affecting every one of us. Right. It's not only affecting maybe one sector, either the government or non-governmental sector. It's affecting everyone in the society, even those who are not in government. So it's a call for national duty. It's a call for collective responsibility so that we can be able to address this.
Well, Sulaiman, Mande, we'd like to thank you for your time, and we do hope that, as you rightly said, everyone must be on deck and see how they can push with Garba Umar led Interpol and every other agency that we have in the country. It's a delight having you on Newsnight. See you again.